Hi guys, in this video working from Pearson's A-lvl C2 Maths textbook, doing exercise 1A of algebra and functions, busy with section 2, questions 2, E, F, G and H. Right. So they've given us a term at the top and a bracket at the bottom. Because there's three terms at the top, we know that we're going to have to factorize that into two brackets before we can even start the division part of it. Okay, so we know that we're going to have two brackets at the top and a bracket x plus 4 at the bottom. And hopefully one of these two brackets will be a x plus 4 so that we can simply cancel them out. We are going to start by saying what is the factors of 20. So we get 4 times 5, we get 1 times 20, we get 2 times 10. Right, so what of those factors, if we add them together, will give us 9, which is obvious, 4 and 5. Right, so inside our brackets, we're going to have an x plus a x. Because the last one is a positive and this one is a positive, they are both going to be positives inside the bracket, and then we've got a 4 and a 5, our factors of 20. Okay, so we've got x plus 4 times x plus 5, all divided by x plus 4. And because we have now two of the prettiest of same brackets, we can cancel them out, and our final answer would be x plus 5. Moving on to number F. Again, we've got three terms at the top, and we know we're going to have to factorize them into two brackets. So we're going to have two brackets at the top, all divided by the one bracket x minus 3 at the bottom. We're starting off by writing down all the factors of 12, which is 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Right, there's our 6 factors of 12. And now which of these, if we are going to minus them from one another, if we subtract them from one another, will give us a positive 1. So 12 minus 1 will give us 11, 6 minus 2 will give us 4, but 4 minus 3 will give us 1. So we're going to use those two factors in factorizing. Right, in our brackets we're going to have an x and an x. Because they are negative, the last sign is a negative, we're going to have different signs. Right, we're going to have a 4 and a 3. Because the first term is, or the second term upstairs have got a positive sign, we know that we're going to have to put the larger number in front of the positive, right? So that we can at the end have plus 4x minus 3x, which will give us plus 1x. And now we have two brackets that are the same, x minus 3, they cancel out, and our final answer is x plus 4. Right, moving on to number G, you'll see that now we have to factorize both the top and the bottom part with one another. Right, so we're going to have two brackets at the top and two brackets in the denominator. Okay, so our first one would be to get the factors of 20, which is 1 times 20, 2 times 10, or 4 times 5. And at the bottom we need to get the factors of 15, which is 1 times 15, 3 times 5. Okay, secondly, we now see we've got x in this one, x in that one, negative, meaning that they're going to have different signs inside the bracket. And because that is a negative, two of these factors, if you subtract them from one another, should give us plus 1. So it won't work with 20 subtract 1, it won't work with 10 subtract 2, but it will work with 5 subtract 4. So because that one is a positive, our largest number will go in front of the positive, and the other one will go to the negative number. Because we want to have x plus 5, 5x minus 4x will give us 1x. Right, then we move on to the bottom. We've got a negative sign there, so we know that we're going to have two different signs at the bottom. And because it's a negative, we need to know that we have to subtract two of our factors to give us a plus 2. 5 subtract 1 will give us 14. 5 subtract 3 will give us the 2 that we want. So we're going to have a positive sign there, so our largest number will go in front of the positive sign, and the other one will go there. Right, now we've got two brackets that are the same and two brackets that are different. So the two brackets that are the same can cancel out, and our final answer would still be a fraction, but it would be x minus 4 over x minus 3. That is your final answer. Right. For number H, we've got a similar situation where we know we're going to have to divide both the top and the bottom into two brackets. Right, let's start with the one at the top. Very easy. There is only one set of factors for 2, and that is 1 times 2. So we're going to have an x in each bracket. We've got a positive sign, so we know that both signs will be a positive because that is also a positive sign. And we've got a 1 and a 2. It doesn't matter in which order you put them. Then we look towards the denominator. We've got a 4 in the denominator, and our factors of 4 is 1 times 4 or 2 times 2. Right, we have to add them together to give us the middle term, which is a 5x, and that's the only one that's going to work out with. So we're going to have an x in each bracket. The signs are both going to be the same, and they're both going to be positive signs, and our two factors is 1 and 4. Doesn't matter in which order you put them. Okay, and then we're going to cancel out the brackets that are exactly the same. X plus 1 cancels out perfectly, and your final answer is x plus 2 divided by x plus 4.